where you go on the way back does matter, right? Like if we can keep the club more on plane during the backswing, it can make it easier. And the easiest way to shallow the downswing is to preset it shallow at the top, like that Max Homa. We're trying to get the butt of the club, you know, pointed reasonably at the ball or just inside of it. That'd be pretty much on plane. What I see, David, for you is it's from here to the top and in transition where you start to do the steepening. Now, the only way this is going to get where we want is we have to reach a point during this where you feel like this feels crazy. And then we both look at it and we're like, oh, that's perfect. 3 big ways to shallow it in transition. One is the wrist angles, flattening the left wrist, bending back the right. 2 is arm rotation. That's like taking your forearms and rotating them clockwise. And 3 is external rotation, which is just getting your right elbow in towards your left. So when you come down, you have to feel like the arms and club are at 530. Now, there ain't no way in hell you're gonna get here when you actually swing, but this is your feel. Come down over 530. They come down over 530. Now to add a layer to this, what would be really lovely is if you took your right elbow and started to squeeze it in towards your left a little. You got it. Laid off and then shallow. Yes, yeah, good. Let me show you that one. There's a good top. All right, guys, I've been waiting for this day to come for so long, and it's finally here. I want to introduce you to the Swing Coach app. This is an AI-powered golf coach designed by the Swing Coach team and the guys from AMG that we've been testing now for quite a while, that we're ready to have you get into and use to improve your golf game. Well, with the Swing Coach app, you literally just take out your phone, set it 8 feet behind you, start swinging, and here's what it does.
Club at delivery, shallow by 3.
Instantly tells you, just like I would, here's what you need to work on in your swing. Here are your main priorities. It's like taking your coach home with you, which is me, and watching you hit every single swing. And really what you're getting with this also is next level video feedback. I mean, check this out on the screen here. Not only do you get the audio feedback after you're hitting,
hands at top, forward by 1.
It also gives you images that are color-coded on the screen that show you exactly what your issues are in each area of the swing. It's something that's gonna maximize your practice time and make you get better so much faster because you have instant feedback on every single swing you make. If you wanna check out the Swing Coach app, again, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You can try it absolutely for free. Why would you not try it? It's very, very inexpensive to use. It's gonna get you maximum results for your practice time. We're gonna put a link in the description down below. Go click that, go take advantage. Let's improve your golf game. So one of the big things with shallowing your downswing, right? We know like during the downswing, if we were to pull up Max Homa, you know, as the model we looked at, on the way down, we want to have the shaft to the point where, you know, we use some reference points from down the line of the shaft being under the shoulder or the butt of the club pointed just outside the ball, and that'd be like a nice shallow shaft. But where I go at the top of the swing, whether I'm like laid off or on plane or across, has a big influence on where I go on the way down.
Absolutely.
So for you, it does go a little bit inside early. It's reasonable here, but from here to the top, when you take the shaft and get it a little bit more across the line, could you from there do some really nice things and shallow it out? You could. There's some players who go across who have long enough swings who make it work, but it's certainly more difficult.
Right.
And any player who has a shorter the swing, like think of players who have shorter swings who are really good ball strikers. John Rahm would come to mind, right? They've got the club preset on plane already, like a Max Homa, meaning it's already preset shallow. So if it's already on this angle at the top, which we said, if you draw the line up the butt of the club, if you draw the line from the butt of the club, you want the club to be up and behind it. Then from there, it's already preset shallow. I have less work to do. Not the only way to do it, but like probably the easiest way to do it.
All right.
Compared to here, and then let me do a big move in transition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we like easy.
Easy's good. The takeaway does influence where the club goes, right? So if you're watching it and you want to be able to like shallow out the downswing, where you go on the way back does matter, right? Like if we can keep the club more on plane during the backswing, it can make it easier. And the easiest way to shallow the downswing is to preset it shallow at the top, like that Max Homa. Let's go ahead and do a takeaway to just about club parallel. So this would be about like a stock takeaway, would be about right here. And that would be your club heads, you know, reasonably in line with your hands. You would see most good players, if this is a good takeaway position, within like a club head or two outside of that, or a club head or two inside of that.
Okay.
That'd be like a good zone to be able to live within.
But the toe definitely over the heel.
Yeah, not everyone would be the same, but yeah, I mean, typically you'd hear the reference point of like the leading edge, the same as the spine line. It's a good place to live. You would see John Rahm is a little more inside, and then he keeps it laid off and shallows it real nice. You'd see some other players outside here more a little bit. Down your toe line's a nice place to live.
Okay.
Now from here to the top, like you had told me before, you know, at about halfway back, we're trying to get the butt of the club, you know, pointed reasonably at the ball or just inside of it. That'd be pretty much on plane. What I see, David, for you is it's from here to the top and in transition where you start to do the steepening. Let's say, go ahead and take your setup again. Let's do just the takeaway. So kind of roughly down the toe line. Let's go to left arm parallel. So to about this spot, you're pretty good. It's from here to the top, you have to feel like it gets more laid off. And specifically laying it off, we're flattening the left wrist, bending back the right wrist. That's the same thing, just different feels for the same thing. And you might feel some forearm rotation where you're rotating the club and arms like a little bit clockwise. Now, the only reason you have to do that is because normally you would get it up over here. All right, this club will go across the line. I'm exaggerating. So whenever you're solving something, you have to feel the opposite of whatever the issue is. You have to exaggerate it, and you have to do it at the time it happens. Excuse me, you have to do it at the time it happens. Sometimes even a little beforehand. So if your issue is across the line from there to the top, you have to feel the, like, what's the opposite of across the line?
Oh.
Laid off, right?
Laid off.
And you have to feel that without your shoulder going up. There you go. Now, the only way this is going to get where we want is we have to reach a point during this where you feel like this feels crazy. And then we both look at it and we're like, oh, that's perfect. So the goal here is like feel exaggerated, but look perfect. Yeah. Let's take your setup position and let's do a couple, and we'll do without a ball so you could see it. And this is you feeling like to the top, you're going to lay the club off from there to the top. You got it. So let me just show you what this looks like. So this is your feel. So we're going to feel like it gets laid off. Now the big key is when you're laying it off, that lead shoulder stays down. So when you're changing your motion, we're not doing that, which you did fine here, just FYI. We're not doing that by having the shoulder come up.
Okay. So I would almost guarantee that you're gonna see the initial move is gonna be this.
What are you gonna throw on it? $100? 1,000?
$1.
Yeah, we'll do $1 to start with. So here, when we go up to the top, this is the feel.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you what to do from there.
Okay.
So step one is like you have to get comfortable if you're making a change like this with allowing yourself, yeah, perfect. For allowing yourself to feel far enough and trust that. That's where looking on video, obviously, you can convince yourself when you see it. So like that looks perfect. Do that again. So if we're trying to have the club more laid off and less across, that's exactly what you need to feel. You got it. Now let me hit one to demonstrate the speed at which I want you to hit this first ball before we go up from there. I want you to swing at this sort of pace where, yeah, I've got a 9-iron here. I don't really want this to go more than like 60, 70 yards with like a pretty full swing. So I'm gonna go from there to the top, feel it laid off, and then really mellow on the way down and through. I'm not gonna like just go slow back and then speed up. Okay. I'm gonna keep the pace down the whole way through. And who knows how we'll hit these. Doesn't matter, I just wanna get the motion correct right first. So one rehearsal, pretty normal for the takeaway for now. We are gonna talk about your arm alignment. Pretty normal from the takeaway. From here to the top, you're feeling laid off with the shoulder down and just swinging down. Right now, we're not feeling anything in transition. Okay. So when I hit one from there, if I do this right, it should be less than 80 yards. So here, laid off. So pretty full swing, and I hit that like 60. Okay. Okay. Good, more laid off. There you go. Same level of laid off like that. Again, no ball. One more without a ball. No faster than that. That's plenty of speed. Keep the speed down, but keep the exaggeration up. Okay, with a ball. Remember, this should go no more than 60 or 70 yards. Very slow. Fully exaggerate the laid off. Fully exaggerate the laid off. Okay, you got that dollar on you, or you want to Venmo, or how do you want to
see it
handle
first?
that? Okay. So here's your normal top there, a little bit across. There's where I'd love you to play from, which is the club head just behind the hands, which is very much like where he is there. Right? And then there's your normal down, which is the shaft, let's say just like above the shoulder, butt of the club, maybe a couple inches inside the ball line. And there is your first one on the way down without us talking about it. Shaft underneath the shoulder, kind of right through the mid bicep, with the butt of the club almost on the ball line. So that was one ball. We didn't talk downswing yet. And it changed your downswing shaft angle to like 90% of where we want it to be.
All right. And I'm $1 lighter.
We'll negotiate, 100, whatever we'll do later on. So from that top of backswing position, then like, what do we need to feel to start down? Right? I think that's like the next logical piece.
Yeah.
To move the club, like we're probably moving it in space actually 2 to 3 inches at the top from across to here. It has to feel like 3 feet, right? Like you feel like the club's over here.
Yeah.
And it's actually like here. So just to move it a little bit, we gotta feel 3 feet. Now that rule that applies on the way back also applies on the way down. Like if we want to take your shaft from here to here, that's like 2 inches. It's got to feel like 2 feet. So for better or worse, right? The good news is like we're going to hit some, that's going to change your shaft angle immediately. The catch is you have to feel right now from about halfway to the top, like you really lay it off and then really lay it off again. And what we're going for when we look on camera is just going up and down like one straight line.
Right.
Adam Scott. I want it to look like this, but it's going to feel like this because you're coming from across and steep. That's the catch. If you're coming from being too steep, especially during the downswing with the club, check the top of the backswing first. That's a key point here. You want to have the club head just, let's show out Max Homa. The club head just above and behind your hands at the top, and then notice how little work he has to do. The caveat is to get to that point where you have very little work to do eventually. Right now in the immediate, to get to that good spot is going to require exaggeration. Okay, that's the catch. If you're someone who's steep and you're really struggling with it and you want to shallow it, I would do this, go up to the top again, and literally feel like you get this to the point where the club is like horizontal or parallel to the ground. That'd be a really good spot to live. You've seen us do drills where it's like, get it to 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So for you, you want to get it to like 6. You know what I mean? It's got to feel like, holy
Yeah, how am I going to get to the ball
how
over
the
here?
freak am I going to hit a ball from there?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're looking for. That means we're in the sweet spot. Lay it off and then shallow. Lay it off and then shallow. Nice. How was that direction?
That felt pretty good.
Pretty good, as in like right immediately at our target. You're tough, dude. We got to get you like 330-yard high draws down the middle. So here's you feeling way laid off.
Yeah.
And then there's you feeling way shallow. So this last one we just did there, that's pretty damn good.
I don't think I stood up as much there either.
David, was that a little positive comment from you there, dude? Give yourself some credit. Yeah, look at your posture through the ball there. It's pretty good. I've never seen someone early extend for no reason. Now you have a little bit of setup stuff we can talk about, but mainly it's because of the shaft. Like anytime you come down, if you struggle with early extension and the shaft is a little bit steep, I've got to get the shaft from this vertical position into like here. Like I've got to literally shallow that club plane just to hit the ball. Meaning if I didn't shallow it, I would miss it.
Right.
So when I'm here and the shaft stood up, as I stand up, what does that do to the shaft?
It's a shallow.
You got it. So this, you standing up through the ball, was your brain taking this steep shaft and shallowing it. What we're saying to be able to fix that is, hey, let's do the work with our arms and hands to shallow it. Let's get it in the right spot. That way our body can just pivot through and doesn't have to stand up. Laid off, big shallow. Yeah. Good job bringing the speed down there too. Let me show you that one. So watch where you go to the top with your club. Boom, behind your hands. And look at that coming down. If this is, 12's the ball, 1, 2, 3's your toe line, here'd be about 4. I don't think that'll be enough for you. Here's 5. You're almost at like 530. Now this is silly, but this is what it needs to feel like, meaning going up to the top with it laid off. Good. So when you come down, you have to feel like the arms and club are at 530. Now, there ain't no way in hell you're gonna get here when you actually swing, but this is your feel, right? Now let's do that again, up to the top. Up to the top. And then we get it down. Now, as we go to 530, the arms don't stay up, they come down, right? They come down. And as they come down, it would be really lovely if we were to add a layer, right? So they come down over 530. They come down over 530. Now to add a layer to this, what would be really lovely is if you took your right elbow and started to squeeze it in towards your left a little. You got it. You got it. You feel that? Three big ways to shallow it in transition. One is the wrist angles, flattening the left wrist, bending back the right. Two is arm rotation. That's like taking your forearms and rotating them clockwise. And three is external rotation, which is just getting your right elbow in towards your left. So it's wrist angles, forearm rotation, right elbow in towards your left, the right arm's lower. And gosh, that's a lot of stuff. But, right, you're trying to find which one of those you need to do the shallowing. And in your words, what are you feeling there? Feeling the wrist angles, right?
I feel like I'm hitting my big stomach.
Hitting the stomach? Okay, I like that. That could be a swing cue.
Hitting the stomach in there.
It's like, David, what cut your handicap in half? Hitting my big stomach. That was the key. You're feeling the wrist angles.
Wrist angles, the trail, right arm more bent. And instead of the elbow kicking out, it's kicking in with a little more arm rotation this way.
You got it. Perfect. Let's say it was like your downswing shallowing was a pie chart. It's like 33% forearm rotation, 33% wrist angles, 33% elbow. So if we leave here today and you got 2 out of 3 of that, we still got to do the elbow, but at least we only have one chunk of it to do.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Getting the right elbow in towards the left physically, you might have experienced this, is the hardest thing. There's things you could do like a ball between your elbow and squeeze them together. That'll be the thing we'll continue to work on. The forearm rotation and the wrist angle should be easier to do physically and things you get a little bit sooner. So if you're prioritizing these, I like to just get those in first and leave the hardest thing, like, hey, it's gonna take some time, kind of leave that for as we go. Yeah, dude, give me another one with a ball like that. Very good. Motion-wise, that was like a 92 out of 100.
All right.
Exaggerate the laid off to the top a lot, please. Laid off, and then shallow. Yes, yeah, good. Let me show you that one. There's a good top. If we were to, even beyond just this swing we're looking at here, if I were to bet on you in the next 12 months, I'm like, which guy has a better chance of shallowing and playing better? This guy at the top or the other guy? It's this one 99 times out of 100.